We are inside the Western Wall. Dave Raphael is our tour guide. Dave, can you show us a picture of what the Temple Mount looked like back in the Herodian days, back when Jesus was walking around?
Sure, we got that. That's what we have right here. This is Herod's temple. It takes about 10 years to build. Some might have been done afterwards, but this is roughly the complex. It's a massive building. The temple's gotten a lot bigger. You've got the entire mountain in use now. This is what it would look like coming underneath. We're going to get up to the wall, and we're actually going to see part of that road as we get further inside.
Okay, when it was destroyed, what did it look like?
Romans in the year 70 get into the city after 4 years of fighting and lay waste. And this is a representation, right? Those are the ruins. And over the next couple thousand years, people kept building.
What's it look like today?
Let's jump ahead. Temple Mount is done and redone, and then the city keeps getting built and it covers up the wall. And this now connects all the way out to the other hillsides. That's the old city, not even talking about the modern one.
Okay.
The wall itself was covered up here. An earthquake actually knocked off these buildings over 400 years ago. We've expanded that a little bit, and so this is what you would be looking at if you came and visited the area today.
So if people go to pray today, this is how it looks.
This is the prayer section, yeah, outside.
Okay. Men's section, women's section.
Men's section, women's section. There's actually more women's sections inside.
Okay.
Expanded in here.
And so we're going to go in the tunnels and see what?
We're going under the city. We're going to show you the rest of the wall. What's been covered up. I'll show you that right now. We're here. We're going straight to the wall and left. We're just going to show you what's not visible out there.
And go to what truly is the holiest of holies.
We're going to get closest along the wall to the Holy of Holies.
Let's go to the wall.
Take a look.
We are pretty deep inside the Western Wall right now, aren't we, David?
Yeah, well, we're not in the wall, right? We're alongside it where the city would have been. So we're pretty underneath the modern city, or even the old city, and we're at the older base.
Okay, and what is significant about this area and that water?
So we have in this area a couple of ritual baths that were used prior to entering the Temple Mount. The water down here, this is actually just groundwater, but it's kind of neat because it actually shows you what it kind of would have looked like back then.
And this isn't something that you're able to see on most tours because it's kind of hard to get down here.
The logistics of it make it kind of hard to do, so it has to be work with the timing and also really with the size of the group.
All right, good drinking. You take a nice swig out of that stuff.
I would not recommend that.
Would not. All right, let's go check out some more stuff. All right, David, this is a pretty important spot in the wall, correct?
It is.
What is it?
So the entire frame is one of the gates in the wall, and what makes it unique, it was the closest gate to the main building of the temple. 1,000 years ago, after the temple is gone, this takes on a lot of importance because it's the closest spot along the wall to the Holy of Holies. And today we have a small prayer section right up ahead. So what we have is a prayer section today, a prayer section 1,000 years ago, or 2,000 years ago, just through that corridor and up a little bit was the Holy of Holies. Different styles, 1,000 years apart, same idea right around. It was considered the central area of Jerusalem in the country.
So for Jews, this is the closest place they can possibly be to the holiest of holies.
Along the western wall, unless you go up onto the Temple Mount, this is it.
Where the lighting is?
All the way down. See where that last little entrance place is there? You turn left and right, it's big again.
All right, David, very quickly, we've got a bunch of people in this room now. This is very important, this stone right here, because of what?
This is the original street. You come up all the way to the end of the tunnel, you come to near the end already of the Western Wall itself. The road we're standing on has been underneath us and has been rising, and we are now on the original street. 2,000 years ago, this is what they're stepping on.
Okay, and why that's important for Christians is that would be the road Jesus walked on. Those stones right there are what Jesus walked on.
The whole entire purpose south end of the puzzle is very south end.
All right, we're wrapping up the tour inside the Western Wall. David, this is the focal point for Christianity, Islam, Judaism. What is it that we've learned archaeologically about this area?
I mean, I think if anything, you're always going to be surprised. And I've said this before, but you can find outside all sorts of things we knew about, and then you come in, you start seeing things like, oh, there's a 500-ton stone, and oh, there's a bath we didn't know about, oh, this bridge is really a stairwell. And some of these things sound minor, but you take them all as a whole, and you realize the city was way more active and way more energetic than any book can tell you. It's not just in the books. It's something that was living and breathing, and it still is today.
And Herod, of course, the great builder, wanted Caesarea, or maybe his tomb, or Masada to be his living legacy. But it is this that is his greatest legacy.
For sure. If you look at him, he's going over his tomb 2 times over, at least trying to get it perfect. And today, the most visited site in the country is the last remnants of the temple, which goes to show you you can't always pick and choose what your heritage is going to be or what your legacy is going to be, but you can kind of have an inkling if you have a big picture.
David, great job. Thank you very much. Website,
Rusty.
any idea? There's the Cotel,
I think the Kotel.org. Don't quote me on that. I just work here.
Kotel.
Yeah.
All right, the Cotel. Thank you very much for checking us out here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.